Former quarterback Michael Vick is among those who speak out against Brett Favre in a new Netflix documentary that follows the fall of the three-time NFL MVP quarterback who has been accused of sexual harassment and stealing money from the poor. Favre's off-the-field controversies are at the center of Untold, the Fall of Favre, which began streaming Tuesday on Netflix. The hour-long doc follows Favre's rise as a Super Bowl-winning quarterback with the Green Bay Packers to his tumultuous exit from the league, his 2010 sexting scandal, and the more recent allegations that he took part in a multi-million-dollar plot to siphon money from Mississippi's welfare funds. Favre, 55, has long denied the allegations and refused to be interviewed for the Netflix documentary. Vick, 44, however, speaks out about what it's like to be an NFL quarterback and how some players are offered exemptions based on who they are. The former Atlanta Falcons quarterback, who once spent 548 days in prison for charges related to a Virginia dogfighting ring, seemingly says in the doc that Favre is untouchable. While discussing Favre's role in the Mississippi welfare scandal, "People go to jail for stealing money every day," Vick says. "If it's that important, the right institutions can get involved. But some people are untouchable in certain ways, and that's just the way it is. I just think that's kinda how the system is rigged. Some situations have to be played out in court. Some have to be played out in the public." Favre has not been charged in the Mississippi welfare scandal, despite texts to state officials discussing whether he could get in trouble if the media finds out where the money came from. State officials are alleged to have redirected upwards of $77 million to Favre and his pet projects, including building a volleyball stadium at the University of Southern Mississippi, where his daughter played volleyball. Favre was called to testify in front of the U.S. Congress House Ways and Means Committee in September 2024. Clips of the testimony are shown in the doc and show some of lawmakers fawning over his football skills during the congressional appearance, while other attendees asking for the quarterback's autograph afterwards. Brett Favre, with his name, ID, and reputation, could have done a lot of good for a state like Mississippi, Mississippi Representative Benny Thompson says in the documentary. But he didn't. He took advantage of the people who were on that path and struggling. The new Netflix doc juxtaposes fans' idolization of Favre alongside the allegations that have clouded him, especially in his home state of Mississippi. The documentary includes interviews with reporters, Mississippi lawmakers, sports columnists, and former players who address the treatment Favre has received in response to both the 2010 sexting scandal and the ongoing welfare scandal. "If you are perceived as a superstar and you're white, in many instances you get a pass," Thompson says. Brett Favre is getting a pass. He adds, "In certain circles, he's still an icon. That doesn't mean that he can't do wrong. He did do wrong. I don't know how he sleeps at night.